What's going on? Hello, hello, hello. Just inviting a few people. Alright, what's going on, guys? Hello, Steve. How are you? Every one of you that shows up today better be having the best fucking day ever. That's all I gotta say. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I had this rolling around in my head and I had to get it out here. I've been on a Zoom meeting this whole time and I've been like, okay, I can't forget this. I got to get it out, So anyways, what I want to talk about is manifesting I am without separation. See, we have this law called the law of attraction. Now, first I want you to realize that if you live in a world with laws, you can also create laws within that world. Okay? Now, you have this law that was created within this world, a construct that I always talk about. Beautiful, Steve. Thank you. And that law is the law of manifestation, the law of attraction, right? So when you say, I want to attract, you automatically put a wall of separation between you and that which you want to attract. Because at that moment, you are not claiming that you are that thing that you want to attract. And that's what you have to remember, is that you already are that thing. Because everything, as I've told you, is all one. Everything in existence is one. So you cannot be separated from yourself. And to think that you are having to attract something is to separate yourself from yourself. All right? Think of the universe as this invisible mechanical system. And the moment that you say, I want to attract, you put a complication in between you and it. Meaning, the mechanical system of the universe already goes, or the God system that I talk about, already goes and you know the wheels that turn and it comes together? You know, like in a clock, how everything turns and it molds together? Okay, so it's the same concept. Whenever you say that I want to attract, now the universe, this mechanical invisible system, comes together and it starts to formulate the path for you to get this thing, right? And when you have to formulate that path, you can make it complicated by saying that I have to attract, or you can make it simple by saying I am. So if you want money, you don't say I want to attract money, because then the God system is going to go, okay, well, since you want to attract money and don't realize that you already are money, we're going to give you this scenario and we're going to build this pathway for you to follow to get to that money. Whereas if you say, I am money, then automatically you are, and this whole complicated scenario of events, series of events and scenarios and situations that would go on, you eliminate that process. You simplify it back to the source of what it is. Now, I was talking earlier about the first I am. The first I am had no duality. The first I am didn't know that there had to be good to have bad. It didn't know that there was day to have light. It didn't know that you had to attract these things. It just declared, I am. It just declared, there is. It just declared, I want, or I am. You know what I'm saying? It just declared it, and it became. So we have to get rid of this separation from our ability, from our own ability of what we are and who we are, by putting all of this excess fat in between that which we desire and that which we are right now. Because that which we desire, we already are. We don't have to put that whole thing in between us. And that's where a lot of people, what's going on, Michael? That's where a lot of people have made the law of attraction more complicated than it has to be, because we have been taught by every structure in existence. Every structure in existence has this system that has to play out, this series of events that has to play out, because we have not been shown that we don't have to have that system of things to play out. Literally, you can declare your own intelligence. You can declare your own health. You can declare your own financial state. You can declare your own materialistic state. And when you're talking about, I was talking with someone earlier, where I was on the Zoom meeting with, and she was talking about, ego. When do you separate ego from the things that you desire, and saying, oh, I just desire that because I desire that, or is it because I need it or because I want it? Don't worry about if it's because you need it or you want it, because we were sent here to experience these things to the fullest of our capability. We were supposed to have the abundance. That's why we're here. Okay? That abundance is ours. We are blessed infinitely. And it's only when we realize we are blessed infinitely that we can be blessed infinitely. So we don't have to put ego in the middle of it. We don't have to say that we don't deserve it. We need to work. We need to realize that we are worthy of everything in existence. It is already ours, and it's already out there waiting on us to align with it. How do we align with it? Through our frequency. When you want something, you have to match its frequency. When you have something very extravagant, it was created through a frequency, a high frequency. When you have something not extravagant at all, that's mundane, it was created on a low frequency. So if you exist on a high frequency, then you attract those things up here on that high frequency. And if you exist on a low frequency, then you attract the things on low frequency. And those can be experiences, circumstances of events. It could be material things. It could be any of those things. They're all frequency. It could be people, because people are frequency. So if you align with people, if you're a low vibrational being and you align with people and they're going to be low vibrational too, you're only going to get into your life what you already are. So if you want these high vibrational things, then you have to emit that frequency. You have to grow and expand yourself to that level of frequency so that you can attain it in your life, whether it's a business partner, a project that you want to complete, a car that you want to have, a house that you want to live in. Never feel that you do not deserve anything, because you deserve everything. You were created to experience it all. And those that want to remain in power that I'm always talking about, they have dumbed us down as a world to make us believe that we are not deserving of those things, to make us believe that there is a hard path that we have to go through to get those things. So we have to quit separating ourselves from ourselves and putting complication in between here and there, because here and there are right now, right here. And that's one thing that I noticed that we do. I used to do the same thing. Instead of saying, I would always think that I had to attract this, or I need this, or I need that. But it was when I stopped thinking of that and started saying, I am this and I am that. That's when it took that excess that I'm talking about out of the equation. And I no longer had to deal with that between the two. I hope this makes sense. I know there's a lot of people that watch my feed that think I'm completely lost my mind, and they say that what I have to say is bullshit, but what I have to say exists on a high frequency, a very high frequency. So if you're down here, understanding here, you can't even understand what I'm trying to tell you. There is no physical way. The veil is between you and I, and you will not understand what I'm saying to you. Those that are up here on the high frequency, they understand every word that's coming out of my mouth. We speak the same language. That's the same way the frequency works when you're attracting things, but you have to get rid of the word attracting, because you don't have to attract anything. You are it. So get rid of the attracting part. Like I said, the universe, the God system that I talk about, is like a mechanical system. And the moment that you start to say out of your mouth a declaration, it's already coming into, okay, we're going to put the plan together and we're going to mold it into what it is, and you're going to have to take this pathway and hit this event and this circumstance and situation so you can learn how to get to this one and that one and that one. But you can't eliminate the whole process. You can go straight to the alignment, straight to the hub, straight to the source, straight to what you want. But it's eliminating all the excess fat that's around all of it. What are you laughing at, Mama? So that's the basics. That's what I wanted to teach you today, because we are often Steve, I'm not sure. That's one thing that I want to make clear, because a lot of people, they'll ask me, are you talking about this or are you talking about that? When it comes to worldly things, this is what I do. Okay? Because to have anything out here, anything in creation, any book that you read, any show that you watch, anything out there that's going to teach you something, it's already in here. So I do this to out here so that I can hear and hear, if that makes sense. So whenever someone comes to me and they're, what's the word for it? They're saying, is it like this or is it like that? I don't know what you're talking about. All I know is that I listen to within, and that's where I get my information, my understanding from, instead of bringing in all these extra factors from outside. Because what happens is we've got this matrix that we're all trying to break free of, right? And in this matrix, it was built to keep us distracted. It was built to keep us from knowing who we are. So everything that's coming from outside of yourself only complicates your own understanding of what is. Now, if you want to do something with what is, go within, learn what is in here, and then when you go out here and you start learning these skill sets and these things that you want to play with, because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to know in here and then take all these extra fat and all these extra tools and then use those to play and create and have abundance and all of these things, right? So we learn in here, and then when we go out here, it makes so much more sense to us. Because once you have the understanding in here, then when you take these things from out here, you understand how to use them properly. It's no longer just using these things and making it complicated. You're just going, okay, well, that's the matter that I like, and that's the matter that I like, and I want to take those two pieces of matter, and I want to put them together and make this beautiful, like, the best tasting cake you could ever eat in your life. You know, you take the ingredients. That's what all these things. Everything in the world is your table, and everything in the world are the tools that you can use to play and create with. But you have to learn how to get rid of that excess. That's how we simplify it. We're going back to simplicity. No more complication. As humans, we like to complicate things. We like to dissect things and make them more than what they are. But they're very simple. So, that is what I wanted to share with you today. Didn't have to be a long process. That's what I love about my teachings, is they're short, to the point, simple. Simple, simple, simple. Life is simple. If it's not simple, it's not life. Remember that, and have a beautiful day.